Okay, and now we're going to measure the water and then the lye, and then we'll take it outside to actually mix it. So again, we're going to turn that on. We're going to measure the water first. Make sure you turn it out. And we want how much water? 1,034 grams. And I tend to use just clean filtered water that I put in containers that are already clean. So I can go ahead and let it just be room temperature when I use it. I already have a container of vinegar out and open within reach. I'm not worried about it for the water, but for the lye, which will be the last thing I measure. Mostly giving myself time as I'm measuring the water to make sure that my camera setup is stable enough it's not going to do anything. I want to make sure it doesn't slide when I get to this next part. Oh, and then I'm also going to pull out a stainless steel spoon for when I'm ready to stir it. Okay, and then I want only 383. I have on my gloves, I have on my face shield. I'm not going to be directly over this at any point. 383. I'll just slow down. Remember, I'm making 6 pounds of soap, so if you're not making this much soap, you're not going to need as much lye or water to get your project done. And my oils are still melting over there on the stove in a double boiler setup. I'm going to slow this down because I want only 383. Oops. But that's because I got a clock. Setting down an open lye bottle on a paper towel. Now I'm at 384. Watch for the little bit of extra oil and a little bit of extra. One more gram won't hurt. It'll be just fine. And cap the lye, which is food grade. I buy it from a chemical store so I can make sure I know exactly what's in it. I don't want any extra aluminum or anything like that. Okay, so anyway, at that point, we're done with the kitchen scale until it's time to make soap again. So I can go ahead and just move this out of the way. And then we're going to walk the lye and the water and the big old jug of vinegar outside. So when I'm mixing it, I won't have to smell any of that. Alright, so we always add base to the acid, which in this case, they're kind of relative terms when you're talking about water, because water is usually considered about pH neutral. But in relation to a base, the water is acidic. In relation to an acid, the water would be a base. But we always add base to the more acidic thing. And we're going to go do that outside. When we do it, it will be an exothermic reaction, which means it's going to be putting out a lot of heat. Another reason for having good quality glass jars for this. And then having this outside is not just because of the heat involved, but because when it makes that exothermic reaction, it's also going to be putting off a lot of vapor. It's going to stink. And if you breathe in that odor, it will burn the insides of your lungs just a little bit. So I'm going to make sure that when I go outside, I'm going to be standing upwind. So the wind will be at my back and blowing toward me. So when I have the vapor coming off of the lye mixture, it will be carried away from me. This is also a good time to check and see what other surroundings you're dealing with, just because you don't want surprises and you don't want anyone around you to have any surprise accidents with the lye either. So the last thing to travel outside will be the lye here. This up on the counter. Our only pet in the house does not tend to jump off this particular counter, so I'm going to leave that here. And then I'm going to walk outside with the water and the vinegar, set up the camera. Then I'll carry that outside. It'll also give me a chance to check out the environment and make sure there won't be anybody who might be harmed in this process. Okay. All right, so just pausing for a moment.